We are working on the series which is dedicated to cancer survivors. इस सीरीज में हम कैंसर सर्वाइवर्स, डॉक्टर्स और हेल्थ एंटरप्रेन्योर से बात करेंगे और जानेंगे कि व्हाट इट टेक्स टू सर्वाइव अ डेडली डिजीज लाइक कैंसर। इस सीरीज में हम हर उन पहलुओं को छूने की कोशिश करेंगे जो कि एक इंसान को न सिर्फ शारीरिक रूप से बल्कि मानसिक रूप से किस तरीके से तोड़ देती है। क्योंकि कैंसर आपके शरीर में से सिर्फ डेड सेल्स को खत्म करने की लड़ाई नहीं, कैंसर एक इंसान के जीवन में आए उस एक बड़े भूचाल जैसी है जिसमें कुछ तो जीत जाते हैं और कुछ अपनों का साथ छोड़ के चले जाते हैं। आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसी ही सर्वाइवर से, एक ऐसी ही विनर से जिन्होंने ना सिर्फ एक लंबी लड़ाई लड़ी कैंसर से, बल्कि अपनों को बहुत से खोने के बावजूद आज एक एडवेंचरर हैं, एक एक्सप्लोरर हैं और बहुत सारे लोगों के लिए एक गाइडिंग लाइट भी। तो आइए आपको मिलवाते हैं दिलशाद मास्टर से। Hello,
Namaste.
ma'am. Welcome on the show. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
मैम कैंसर सर्वाइव, क्योंकि हम ये एकदम कैंसर सर्वाइवर्स के ऊपर डेडिकेटेड है ये पूरा शो। हम जानना चाहते हैं कि क्योंकि कैंसर जो है एक ऐसी लड़ाई है, एक ऐसी बीमारी है जिससे आप जब जूझते हैं, जब आप लड़ते हैं और निकल कर वापस आते हैं एक एज अ हीरो, एज अ विनर, तो वो कोई जंग से कम नहीं होता। पर कैंसर क्या बिना दस्तक दिए आता है? क्या कैंसर के कोई सिम्टम्स होते हैं?
मेरे को जब कैंसर हुआ वो दस्तक दिए बिना आया। नो नॉक ऑन द डोर, नो वार्निंग साइन एट ऑल। लेकिन मैं ये जरूर कहूंगी कि 8 महीने से मैंने एक छोटा सा लंप छोटा सा लंप फील करती रही। मैं बड़ा भी नहीं हो रहा था, पेन भी नहीं था और मैंने ज्यादा कुछ सोचा नहीं उसके बारे में। लेकिन एक दिन ऐसे ही बातें करते करते मैंने मेरी दोस्त को बोला, नॉमी, आई एम फीलिंग अ लंप ऑन माय breast. And she just freaked out. She was like, what do you mean you're feeling? How long? I said, about 8 months. Are you stupid? What's wrong with you? और वो खींच के ले गई मेरे को मैमोग्राम कराने के लिए और फिर अल्ट्रासाउंड किया और तब then I went to the doctor and showed them the report. फिर उन्होंने बोला FNAC करा देते हैं, that's fine needle aspiration where they take a little bit of the tissue from the lump. तो वो कराया और फिर of course it came out to be carcinoma. और आप जब बोलते हो ना कि दस्तक किए बिना आता है, मेरी जिंदगी में तो बिल्कुल ऐसे ही हुआ क्योंकि I was very, very fit. I was super fit at that time. I was running 5-6 kilometers, 10 kilometers on a daily basis. I was swimming. I was really fit. I was 45 years old and very, very fit. और जब हम कैंसर के बारे में सोचते हैं तो हम हमेशा देखते हैं कि आदमी बिल्कुल ढीला पड़ जाता है एंड आई एम लूजिंग एनर्जी एंड मेरे साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. Nothing like that ever happened to me. So for me to believe that I had cancer was very difficult. I remember sitting in front of the doctor's clinic at the hospital with the report card of the FNAC in my hand, and I couldn't believe it. इतना कोई भी शब्द समझ में नहीं आ रहे थे. मैं गूगल कर रही थी, इस शब्द का क्या मतलब है, इस शब्द का क्या मतलब है, इस शब्द का मतलब. और फाइनली आई रियलाइज कि कार्सिनोमा तो समझ में आ जाता है, उतना तो सबको पता है. एंड आई रियलाइज आई हैड कैंसर एंड दैट्स व्हेन द फाइट बिगैन.
Which year were you diagnosed with cancer?
2012.
2012. ओके. एंड आप जब डॉक्टर के सामने बैठी हैं, आपके हाथ में रिपोर्ट है, नाउ यू नो दैट मुझे कैंसर डिटेक्ट हो गया है, आई एम डायग्नोज्ड विद कैंसर. देन क्या था फर्स्ट रिएक्शन आपका? एंड देन वहां से आपका एक जो रोड मैप होता है, क्योंकि हर चीज के लिए, क्योंकि ये जब हम कैंसर की बात कर रहे हैं, कैंसर एक छोटी बीमारी नहीं है. हम सबके जहन में इसका डर कहीं ना कहीं बैठा हुआ है और ये हमेशा लगता है मुझे तो एटलीस्ट नहीं हो सकता. वी आर वेरी फार अवे फ्रॉम कैंसर. बट द डे व्हेन यू आर डायग्नोज्ड विद दिस डेडली डिजीज, आपको लगता है अरे यार ये मुझे कैसे हो गया. पहला तो क्या आप डिनायल मोड में थी, आपको कैसा लग रहा था? What were your reactions towards this, one? And two, what was the roadmap?
I will have to admit I was in a state of complete shock, in the sense that I couldn't believe that something like this could happen to me, which is really stupid because it can happen to anybody. और रोड मैप की आप अगर बात करें तो ये मैं ज़रूर कहूँगी और मैं खुलेआम कहती हूँ that I was very stupid. मेरे पास कोई रोड मैप नहीं था. If I had to repeat this whole, relive that whole time again, मैं ज़रूर एक प्लान बनाती. But I think because of the shock element, मैंने ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया. The first doctor that I went to, वो family doctor थे. मेरे दोस्त के बहुत बहुत करीब के दोस्त थे, कैंसर सर्जन थे. ना तो मैंने उन पे कोई रिसर्च किया, ना तो मैंने हॉस्पिटल पे कोई रिसर्च किया, ना तो मैंने मेरे खुद के कैंसर पर कोई रिसर्च किया. डॉक्टर ने बोला सर्जरी करानी है. मैंने बोला ठीक है, कब करानी है? 3-4 दिन में उन्होंने डेट दे दी. मैंने बोला ठीक है, एंड आई लैंडेड अप विद द सर्जरी. नाउ इफ यू आस्क मी, दैट वाज माय बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक. तो मैं बार बार लोगों को कहती हूँ कि जो गलतियाँ मैंने की हैं ना, प्लीज़ वो गलती रिपीट मत कीजिए, बिकॉज दोज गलतीज आर वेयर things can go really, really more wrong than you can ever expect. तो मेरे साथ क्या हुआ कि जो मेरी पहली सर्जरी हुई दिल्ली के बहुत बड़े अस्पताल में, that surgery did not go off well. And I didn't have a very serious cancer. Mine was a stage 2. So it was not a complicated, complex surgery. But, and I didn't even realize that. मैंने बोला चलो सर्जरी खत्म हो गई, बात खत्म हो गई, आगे बढ़ो. तब my मासी, my aunt is a pathologist. तो उनका फ़ोन आ गया अमेरिका से. उन्होंने बोला अच्छा सेंटिनल लिम्फ नोड का बायोप्सी का रिज़ल्ट क्या है? तो देयर आई वाज विद नो रोड मैप. तो मैंने बोला सेंटिनल लिम्फ नोड क्या होता है? तो उन्होंने बोला दिलशाद, इट इज़ द लिम्फ नोड दैट इज़ क्लोजेस्ट टू द पार्ट ऑफ द ट्यूमर. अगर tumor has become metastatic, if the tumor has spread, if the cancer has spread, it will be found in that lymph node first. Now, I should have done my research and I should have known that fact. लेकिन मुझे नहीं पता था. मैंने बोला ठीक है. तो मैं गई लैब पे. I asked the pathologist, I said, I asked the surgeon first, okay, where is my sentinel lymph node biopsy? So he said, अरे sentinel lymph node तो हमको मिला ही नहीं. So I went back to my aunt. I said, that's what they said. She said, that's not possible. It's not possible. Go and meet the pathologist. So I went to the pathologist. Pathologist said, it didn't come on my table at all. So that's when I realized कि ये कुछ गड़बड़ है. तो वो 2-3 हफ्तों में भगवान देखता रहता है. वो he sent me to a friend who is a friend's sister who is another cancer surgeon. She looked at my surgery report and she said, I'm very sorry to tell you this, Dilshad, but this is an incomplete surgery. This surgery has not been done the way it is supposed to be done as per the standard gold protocol. So I said, ab kya karu? So she said, I think you should go to Tata Memorial Hospital. I said, forget it. I'm not going for another surgery. Abhi 3 हफ्ते पहले तो surgery का. What do you mean I have to go to? She said, no, you have to go to Tata Memorial. तो वो खींच तान के मेरे को मैं Tata Memorial Hospital पहुंच गई. Unfortunately or fortunately, my brother was with me during that meeting, so he was taking no. He was like, we are going to Tata Memorial. तो Tata Memorial पहुंचे. There, the head of Tata Memorial Hospital, one of the most famous breast cancer surgeons in the country, he saw my report, surgical report. He said the same thing, Dilshad, your surgery is incomplete. This is not the way it should have been done. So I said, what do you want me to do? So he said, you have to come in for another surgery. I think it was a Tuesday on that day. So I said, when? She said, Thursday. So I said, you're not giving me any time? He said, no, you have no time because that wound is open and fresh. I want to get in right now. So I said, okay, phone kiya, lagaya. My baby was only 9 months old at that time. Phir bhi I called up people. I said, take care. I'm going through the surgery. My husband flew down. And so my point is that I had no roadmap. And because of that second surgery that I went through, things became much more difficult. You know, when you have two major surgeries like that back to back, your ability to bounce back is that much harder and that much more difficult. So when you ask me this question, did you have a roadmap? I had no roadmap, but I have a lot of learnings. I have a lot of learnings, and I have shared these learnings time and again over the last now 10, 11 years almost. People have called me up, friends of friends, acquaintances, some people I don't even know, asking for advice. And I have just shared my learnings with them. And I hope to God that they use those learnings and make a roadmap, something I never did.
एक चीज मैं जरूर समझना चाहूंगा आपसे कि यू सेड यू डिडंट हैव अ रोड मैप, बट विद टाइम एंड विद द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड सो टू से कहीं ना कहीं आपको एक सही रास्ता मिलता चला गया एंड देन यू लैंडेड अप इन दी टाटा मेमोरियल वेयर द
Yes,
सेकेंड
yes,
सर्जरी also happened within time while the
yes,
while the first wound was still fresh.
yes, yes,
बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं, बहुत सारे लोग जिनको सच में ये तक नहीं पता कि उनकी सर्जरी ठीक हुई भी है या नहीं हुई है, एंड देन दे गो बैक होम विद द सेटिस्फैक्शन
yes,
दैट ओके नाउ द सर्जरी इज डन, अब तो
yes.
हम ठीक हो जाएंगे.
Hmm.
तो क्या कहना चाहेंगी ऐसे लोगों को? और सबसे बड़ी चीज कि वो क्या लर्निंग थी आपकी जो आप अभी तक अपने शायद अपने फ्रेंड्स एंड एक्वेंटेंसेस के साथ में तो शेयर करी हैं, और प्लीज डू शेयर विद अस एज वेल.
तो लर्न एक तो फर्स्ट लर्निंग इज फिगर आउट व्हाट टाइप ऑफ कैंसर यू हैव. क्या कैंसर है? अगर एफएनएसी रिपोर्ट बोल रहा है टाइप 2, आई हैड ट्यूबुलर कार्सिनोमा, क्या मतलब है उसका? उसका मतलब क्या हो? उसका प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सर्वाइवल क्या है? दिस गूगल इज आंटी गूगल इज वेरी ग्रेट नाउ. 10 साल शायद 11 साल पहले इतना सारा था नहीं उस पर, अभी तो बहुत सारे फाइंडिंग्स हैं. सो रीड, डोंट बी स्टूपिड, रीड, प्लीज रीड, डोंट बी स्टूपिड लाइक मी. मैं तो बार बार वही बोलती हूँ, आई डोंट माइंड डिस्प्लेइंग माई स्टूपिडिटी टू द वर्ल्ड इफ इट विल हेल्प somebody. So first of all, my learning was read up on what kind of cancer you have, read up on what kind of procedures are to be followed, so that when you're walking into the surgery also, you're walking it with certain expectations. Now, I should not have had to have my Masi. I'm grateful for that. Grateful to God, grateful to her for her asking me कि sentinel lymph node biopsy का result क्या है. I didn't even know what that was. So find out all the things that you need. एक तो वो बात, and it doesn't take long. 2-3 घंटे आंटी गूगल सब बता देती है. एक तो वो बात है. दूसरी बात है, do your research on your surgeon. मैं आपको, I don't know if I'm risking myself by saying this, but I will be very clear about one thing. Don't go to a general onco surgeon. Go to a specialist. Now, general onco surgeons are people who will do lung cancer surgery also. They will do breast cancer surgery also. They will do colon. They are general surgeons. There are lots of them. There are very few specialists who will only do gynecology, for instance, for ovarian cancer, who will only do breast cancer and nothing else. There are those kind of surgeons. There are surgeons, so if you have to do a Whipple surgery, there's issues with liver, kidney, then there are specialists in that. There are specialists for gastro. Find the specialist cancer surgeon. That's the first thing you must do. So the moment I see an onco surgeon, and I'm sorry if I'm being controversial, but I'm speaking purely from my personal experience, I should never have gone for a general cancer surgeon. It should be somebody who is specialist in that field. Number 3 or number 4, choose the right hospital. कौन से हॉस्पिटल में आप जा रहे हो और वो सर्जन ने कितने सर्जरीज किए हैं. मैं आपको बता दूं, जो मैं टाटा मेमोरियल हॉस्पिटल में गई और जो सर्जन ने मेरा सर्जरी किया, हिज नेम वाज डॉक्टर पडवे, एंड ही इज वेरी फेमस, एवरीबडी नोज डॉक्टर पडवे. he has back to back 7 8 surgeries एक हफ्ते में. He probably does more surgeries than a private doctor in a private hospital does in 1 month. He does more in 1 week. He does probably does more in 1 day than that doctor does in a week. तो एक्सपीरियंस उतना ही ज्यादा है. सो आज तो मैं विदाउट विदाउट हेजिटेशन सबको बोलती हूँ, गो टू टाटा मेमोरियल. यस, इट इज एक बॉम्बे में नहीं है, सिर्फ कोलकाता में भी है. एटलीस्ट कंसल्ट द सर्जन. इफ यू कांट गो टू बॉम्बे, यू कांट गो टू कोलकाता, कंसल्ट तो करो, अपना रिपोर्ट्स भेजो, go there, let them see you, get a second opinion. Very very important. You can get the surgery, let them tell you surgery किससे करानी है. They will recommend somebody to you in your home city, but don't go blindly like I did. So I was really happy once I got to Tata Memorial, and Dr. Badwe saw my report, and he's a really nice man, and he's a very funny man. So he looked at my, they take a whole history of the patient before you even meet the surgeon. तो मेरी 2 घंटे की तो history थी. My family history, first of all. My Masi had breast cancer. My grandmother from my father's side had breast cancer. My mama had breast cancer. So many of my mother's cousins had breast cancer. तो मेरी family history बहुत solid थी. तो डॉक्टर बडवे ने पहले तो रिपोर्ट देख के बोला, विच पार्ट ऑफ फैमिली हिस्ट्री डिड यू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड? सो of course I looked foolish, I looked sheepish, I did a lot of foolish things, but I have learned. So one of those learnings was ki, if you have a family history of breast cancer, family history means close relatives, मासी का, बहन, आपकी माँ की बहन, if those kind of people have breast cancer, then there is a high probability that it is in your genes. तो उस हिसाब से, depending upon what age you are, if you're over 40, you must get a mammogram done at least once in 3 years. If you're over 45, get a mammogram done once in 2 years. Mammogram is not enough. You must get an ultrasound done. These are all my learnings, because in the mammogram, they did not find my lump. The lump was discovered in the ultrasound. So both are important. And this is what I learned. This is what I feel, that don't be foolish. Don't सोच समझ के सर्जरी में जाओ, because it's a very major surgery. और सोच समझ के कौन सा डॉक्टर है, कैसा डॉक्टर है, क्या हॉस्पिटल, क्या एक्सपीरियंस है उसके साथ, एंड गेट अ सेकेंड ओपिनियन, फॉर गॉड्स सेक. Don't do what I did. I did all the wrong things, which in a way is also good, because I can tell people what are the wrong things you should not be doing.
ओके सो इंडीड लाइक बहुत सारी चीजें हैं आपसे सीखने के लिए. ऐसी चीजें रादर आई वुड से दैट शायद जो ज्यादातर लोग सोचते हैं कि हम सही कर रहे हैं बट दे आर डूइंग रॉन्ग. तो सर्जरी हो जाती है. अब इस सर्जरी के बाद का जो एक्सपीरियंस है लाइफ का, वो आपका कैसा रहता है? क्या आपको
तो
बहुत सारी कीमोस के लिए जाना पड़ा? क्या बहुत सारे रेडिएशन ऑल्सो आपको लेने पड़े? एंड देन उनके वजह से जो भी आपकी बॉडी के अंदर चेंजेस आते हैं, लेकिन वो बाल चले जाना, स्किन का डार्क हो जाना, सडनली आपको बहुत ज्यादा वीकनेस होना, क्या इस तरीके की चीजें आपके साथ भी हुई थी? एंड अगर हुई थी तो वो आपने इनको कैसे ओवरकम किया?
So, my surgeon in Tata Memorial said something to me very funny, and मैं बहुत हंसी तब. I said, okay, I'm ready for the second surgery, but इसके बाद क्या? तब थोड़ी अक्ल आ गई थी ना, तो मैंने रोड मैप सोचना शुरू किया. I said, doctor, what next? So he just looked at me, he smiled, and he said, Dilshad, if ever you have to get cancer, this is the best one for you to get. Non-tubular carcinoma is basically, I was very lucky, it was caught on time, which is the most important learning for people to have. Don't wait for that lump to become so big before you do anything about it, which was the mistake I was also in the process of making. He said, no need for chemo. They were very clear. Even the radiologist said, no, there's no need for chemo. But I had to do radiation. I did 30 sessions of radiation. So it was hafte mein 5 din, Monday to Friday, for 6 weeks. And so again, I will say I was fortunate. मैं हमेशा यही देखती हूँ, half cup full or half cup empty. मेरा ये हिसाब है, and mine was always full because I didn't have to do any chemotherapy. Radiation was bad enough, bad enough. First 2 weeks are okay, चल जाते हैं, but then the next weeks the whole skin gets charred. It's like a burnt skin basically. It's all completely charred. Um, you lose a lot of weight. I was never overweight to begin with, but I lost almost 8 kilos. एनर्जी सैपिंग, कंप्लीटली एनर्जी सैपिंग, इतनी कि कभी कभी तो मैं हॉल में बैठी हूँ और अपने आप के लिए पानी का ग्लास लाने का भी मन नहीं करता, और बहुत थकावट. एंड आई थिंक I think what helped me at those times was that I got the right dietitian. So another learning, कि consult a nutritionist, who specializes in cancer care, after cancer care, because the nutritionist that I worked with, she was very, very helpful. She gave me the right advice. She gave me the right diet, and I was very particular. I was absolutely strict about the diet to follow, and basically the diet was very simple: no meat, हफ्ते में एक बार थोड़ा सा fish, lot of raw vegetables, lot of water, juices अपने body को ठंडा रखने के लिए. And when I started following that diet, slowly, I started to file my energy back. And that took about 3 हफ्ते लगे. तब तक तो 5 हफ्ते हो चुके थे of the radiation. And then by the fifth, sixth week, I was going for the radiotherapy on my own. गाड़ी लेके चला के, I used to come back on my own. I started working again from home on my laptop, and I think that was another very important learning. I must tell people. I started walking again, started exercising again, and these are learnings. These are learnings purely from my personal experience. That yes, it has cancer is serious, and yes, it has come to you, but the world is not going to end, and your life should not stop. And this is the kind of advice I give to a lot of people who have called me up. मैं क्या करूं? I don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to do anything. I want to go. Don't want to go out. I just want to die. अरे, why do you want to die? अगर if you wanted to die, the cancer would have killed you already. So to find that inner strength and to find that inner motivation to carry on. I want to get better. I want to get better. I want to get better. I would just tell myself that every single day. And when I told myself that every single day I got little bit, little bit, little bit. I walked 100 meters, then I walked 150 meters, then I walked 200 meters. By 10, 11 weeks, I was walking 1, 2 kilometers. That is what is important. So take care of yourself, take care of your body, but stop with the self pity. Self pity na, it doesn't work. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So you have to think positive, be positive. And अगर आप उदास रहोगे, अगर आप completely tensed रहोगे all the time, तो आपके जो surrounding लोग हैं वो भी ऐसे हो जाते हैं. I was very, very fortunate. I had a husband who was like, चलो यार हो गया आगे बढ़ो. My mother also, she came sailing in from Pune to live with me. She said, all right, we got cancer, let's move on. Let's find a way out. So you need people, positive people around you. If you have negative people around you, it's not going to help. So all the negative people I cut out of my life. I cut them all out. And I kept only the positive ones around me. And that really, really, really helps in getting out. आपने एक चीज़ कही शुरू में, मानसिक और शारीरिक. शारीरिक तो फाइट हो जाएगा, सर्जरी हो गई, रेडियोथेरेपी हो गई. शारीरिक तो यू कैन फाइट, इवन द बर्न हील्स अप. This is where the real fight is, and this is where you have to put up with that fight, and this is where you have to talk yourself out of it, and this is why you need good family, strong family, good friends around you. That is very important. Mansik is very more important than Sharirik. Sharirik fight ho jayega. Doctors will take care of you. This one you have to do on your own.
Okay, and where are you today? 10 साल हो गए, 11 साल हो गए. आपने एक
Yeah,
बहुत बड़ी
सालों
जंग
में।
लड़ी। जी,
मेरे
गो
मेरा
अहेड।
my medication was for 10 years. So until 10 years was over, I was going for checkups every, पहले का चेकअप था every month, then every 3 months, फिर 1 साल के बाद it became every 3 months. Then after the second year, it became every 6 months. Then it became every year. So again, learning, continue to go for the checkups. Even in year 7, year 8, अभी 12 साल होंगे, 2012 to 20, 23, 11 years. I'm going for my checkup next month. And that is very important. That is very important because you don't know. You have no idea. You've had it once, you've had the bad cancer cells, so you have to take care of yourself. So I go for my checkups every month, but I'm total touch wood. Okay. I cross my fingers when I say it. Totally fine. I run, I walk, I trek in the Himalayas. I lead treks to Kashmir every month. I've trekked to Siachen Glacier. I've done everything I wanted to do. I've I've got all my energy back. I swim, I run, I train every single day. And I think today I am stronger today at the age of 56 than I was when I was in my mid 30s.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Any message would you want to give? The last one, of course, and the important one.
Uh, think positive. यू नो वो जो पुरानी बॉलीवुड पिक्चर थी ना, आनंद नॉल कैंसर हो गया, ओ मैं मर जाऊंगा, इट डजंट वर्क दैट वे एनी मोर. Science has progressed. There are always way out, but you have to be smart. You have to think, if I have a family history, I must do my tests. If even in your body, I have said this to all my friends, in your body, if you feel something is out of place, I've got a headache that's different from the other headaches I have. I've got a pain in my throat. I feel a lump. Um, I feel I feel that, sometimes I get these little warts on my hands. I worry, okay, skin cancer. So I'll go get it checked up. I won't wait for it to get worse. So I'm just saying that be smart and be positive, and everything else falls into place. Really, really, it does. You just need those two things. You cannot let the disease get you down. You have to fight it, and if you fight it with a positive manner, um, with me, I'll be very honest, I always thought I'll be fine. ठीक हो जाएगा, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. आई यूज्ड टू इनफैक्ट टेल माय मदर एंड माय हस्बैंड, ठीक हो जाएगा यार, स्ट्रेस नहीं लो, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. You have to think like that. If you think that, and I've had so many people, when I sit in Tata Memorial Hospital, even today, because it's a government hospital, you're surrounded by so many different kinds of people, so many. And some of them are like, अब मैं क्या करूँगी? And I'm thinking, why are you thinking like that? अब मैं क्या करूँगी का मतलब क्या हुआ? You're alive, you're kicking, you've got the best doctor in the country taking care of you. What more do you want? Now the rest is up to you. Everything you're going to leave to the doctor, then how is it going to help? So that's where the mind has to fight this. That's the most important bit.
आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा दैट पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट के साथ में अगर आप कोई भी लड़ाई लड़ने जाते हैं तो हाफ द बैटल इज ऑलरेडी वन. रिमेनिंग.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. मैं तो हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि कभी जवान जंग में जाता है लड़ने के लिए, तो ही इज नॉट थिंकिंग आई एम गोइंग टू डाई, नो. वो तो
एग्जैक्टली.
लड़ने के लिए जाता है ना. तो इट्स द सेम थिंग. यू वांट टू स्टेप इन फाइटिंग. यू कांट
राइट.
स्टेप इन गोइंग कि मैं तो मर जाऊंगा. ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है. I'm just being honest.
Keep smiling and then keep sharing your knowledge, your learnings with the world. On that
Anytime. It's
note,
always a pleasure. My pleasure. All the time. Anytime.
on that note, it was
Thank you
lovely
so
having
very
you.
much.
Namaste.
Thank you.